Most coaches and info product owners spend years and hundreds of thousands of dollars building their personal brand, ignoring this one thing nobody has ever told you that makes your whole business a liability. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why solely having attention on social media could completely destroy your business and how to fix it so you not only have a business that's on the edge of a cliff, but you can actually make more money. As I did with some of my clients here. We've got one of my clients, Fahad, 30K in his pipeline in 7 days, 5K in his pipeline on day one. Another guy, 10K, 10.5K in his pipeline in 10 days. Business coach who got him 10K in his pipeline in 7 days. And Tino, who's a fitness coach, 7x his views in 14 days. Now that we've got that out of the way, first, let's outline exactly why solely having attention on social media will keep you broke. So in this new digital age in social media, everyone's been talking about how attention is the new currency, more than anything else. But have you ever considered what good is a currency if you don't even own it? Thing is, social media is not the problem. It's actually the solution for getting or having attention. The problem is what 99% of coaches and info owners do after getting that attention. They let it sit there and die. Here's an example so you can properly understand this. Let's say you work your ass off to create a reel, a story, etc. And the algorithm blesses you with lots of engagement, lots of views, and lots of follows, including people who are your target audience. Now you have attention, right? Well, you do, but you also kind of don't, because you don't own the attention that you have. What you have to understand is that one shadow ban, one change to the rules of the algorithm, one post that you shouldn't have made, or one down period, which is inevitable in business, and then where are the leads going to come from? They aren't going to fall out of the sky. And I know that there'll be many of you who are thinking, oh, a shadow ban, that's rare, it'll probably never happen to me, I'm careful. Well, Sam Millsap recently posted about him getting shadow banned and how fast he had to adapt due to it. And one of my previous clients, Eric Tussac, lost his Instagram account with over 100,000 followers for no known reason. So my point is that this can happen to 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs who have years of experience, hundreds of thousands of followers, and huge teams. So the question becomes, and the question you're probably thinking, is how can I avoid it? How can I avoid a shadow ban or just the regular annoying shit that happens when running a business? And the truth is, that's the wrong question, because you can't. Annoying stuff is just part of running a business. The better question is, how can I avoid a shadow ban, etc.? How can I avoid them making me panic where the leads are going to come from? And the answer is to actually have ownership of the attention that you've got. Think of social media as a rented apartment. You can make the place look amazing, you can fill it with great content, you can attract a crowd, but at the end of the day, you don't own it. The platform or the algorithm is your landlord. And if they change the rules or they decide that they don't like you anymore, then you're out. You're at the mercy of the algorithm or of the platform. Now, every single top coach and info owner and every marketer, like Dan Martell, Iman Gadzhi, Sabri Subri, Dan Henry, they use social media for visibility, sure. But the real goal is to get people off the rental property and into assets that they actually own, which is their email list and their community. In fact, Tim Ferriss, who's author of The 4-Hour Workweek and worth over $50 million, he was once asked, if you were to lose everything and could keep just one thing, what would you keep? And his answer was his email list. Because that's where you control the layout, the format, and most importantly, you have a direct pipeline to your ideal clients, something that social media cannot give you. So stop trying to build a larger audience and instead focus on building a smaller audience of highly engaged and top quality leads that you actually own. Having 100,000 followers on social platforms is far worse than having, say, 10,000 email subscribers or 10,000 people in their community. Because someone who subscribes to your email list or joins your community is way more likely to buy from you than someone who just follows you. Why? Because following, number one, costs nothing. You're just one of the hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, who they follow. But when someone gives you their email address, that's more of a micro commitment. People don't just give their email address out to hundreds and thousands of people. And in general, when people subscribe to a newsletter or an email list, they know that they will be sold to. It's 2025. People aren't that stupid anymore. So the fact that they know that they will be sold to, yet they still decide to sign up, is a sign of actual commitment and shows some form of engagement and interest when compared to someone who just follows you. And let me tell you, let me put this simply for you. I've seen plenty of people with 100,000 followers who are dead broke, but I've seen very, very few people with 10,000 email subscribers or 10,000 people in their community who are dead broke. Just saying. And that shows because email marketing still, as of 2025, and it has for many, many years already, has the highest ROI per dollar spent when compared to any other platform. More than social media, more than anything else. But let me tell you, I haven't even told you the best part of all of this. I've been talking about mainly how owning your attention provides you protection against being at the mercy of an algorithm or of a social media platform. It protects you from being at the mercy of them. But what I haven't told you is owning your attention also allows you to command higher prices because the people that you're selling to will be more warmed up and trust you more. It helps you stay top of mind, which positions you as a go-to expert in your niche because people will be seeing your reels, your videos, everything. So you're attacking them from more and more angles. So that's what's going to help you stay top of mind. It gives you predictable and scalable revenue. So instead of praying the algorithm shows your content, you can generate sales on demand whenever you need them. And 4, which is kind of what I've been talking about this whole time, it protects you from an algorithm or platform changes because people are now in your ecosystem and you're not reliant on external platforms. And 5, it helps you increase your close rate. So you not only are booking more calls, but you're closing more of those calls because people will be pre-sold on your offer and trust you more. And I could honestly keep going on until I die, but for time purposes, let's move on. And now you understand the why. You understand why owning your attention is so important. But how exactly do you turn your attention from rented to owned? Because let me tell you, if you go about this the wrong way, you will probably hurt yourself more than help. So here's a simple 4-step system I use with all of my clients that you can use to turn your attention into owned assets the right way. Step 1 is what we call the value bridge. Essentially, for anyone who is not already in your email list or community, your only goal with your content should be to get people off the platform and into your ecosystem. You can do this by creating what I call incomplete loops or jigsaws, where you give enough value to help them, but you create a natural gap that can only be filled by joining your email list or your community. Essentially, leave a couple pieces out of the puzzle and then offer the solution, but it should feel extremely, extremely seamless. For example, if you're a fitness coach, one of your videos could be about why tracking macros is completely stupid. And then you can offer a free video that shows you exactly how to do it in exchange for their email. This is relevant to the video, it's seamless and it's smooth, and hence it works. Step 2 is the offer. People aren't just gonna hand over their email address for nothing. You need a good enough offer that they'd feel stupid to say no to. But what most people do wrong is they use traditional lead magnets, things like PDFs, checklists, guides, just extremely generic stuff. Thing is, when people see a button that tells them to download this PDF or download this guide, then their sales guard immediately shoots up because it's a pattern in their brain. They've seen the same thing hundreds and hundreds of times before. Instead, what some huge coaching and info owners company use, such as 7th Level, which is a 9-figure sales training company, which is run by Jeremy Miner, a trick that they use for their lead magnets is they use YouTube videos. Because the beauty is that YouTube videos don't feel salesy at all. People are already conditioned to watch free videos online on YouTube, so it comes off as less salesy. And if you want to take this a step further and you have the means to do this, then what you can do is you can create unlisted YouTube videos specifically as lead magnets, which can help you position it as something that's more exclusive that they can't find anywhere else. But overall, what this does is it strategically positions your offer as the natural next step from your content. You're not interrupting their experience, but rather you're just making it better or you're enhancing it. Now, step 3, this is where you get the email. It's called the capture system. And there are dozens of ways to do this, but here's what I found work extremely well on Instagram and on YouTube. On Instagram, you can use ManyChat. You can use it in your reels, stories, highlights, and you can collect people's emails or direct people to community straight in the DMs. Now, this is the important bit. There's no point in sending them to an opt-in page with a big salesy headline because that just creates more friction. Keep it simple, confirm they want the video, ask for their email, and send the video. Done. Keep it simple. And on YouTube, you again want maximum simplicity. Direct people to a sign-up page directly from the video. Again, no headlines, no testimonials, no distractions. Just use a simple form that says name and email. What you have to understand, and what's one of the most important bits about capturing the email, is that the less simple we make it, the more friction we create. And the more friction we create, the less likely we are to achieve the goal. So keep it simple and you'll get the email. And step 4, instant paradise. This is the final step. Now this part is something that basically nobody talks about and everyone forgets about. The moment that someone gives you your email address, you have promises that you have to deliver on, no matter how small or how large. And how well you handle the delivery of these promises will essentially determine whether or not the lead turns into a paying client. So here's 3 things you have to do once someone signs up. Number 1 is instant delivery that exceeds expectations. If they were promised 1 video, give them 3. If they were promised a 10-minute video, give them another 50-minute one. Under promise, over deliver. When people are given more than what they were promised, you will build a lot more trust and a lot more liking. Number 2 is to give them some quick wins. The value you should give them should be highly actionable advice so that even within the first 48 hours or even the first week of subscribing to you, they see an impact in their lives or their business from something that you said. This proves that what you say actually works. And when they have actual tangible results that you've gotten them completely for free, then you'll build crazy amounts of trust with them and they'll be far more likely to turn into a paying client. And number 3, if this is through email and this is through an email list, then have some kind of sequence that builds trust and builds authority. Don't just have a welcome email, one welcome email, and then let the email address go to waste. But it should build trust, it should build authority, and third of all, what most people miss is it should train people to click. What I mean by that is prepare a heckload of value and ask people to either respond to the email or to get it, or just send them a link so that they click on it and they can get the value. Essentially, the overall goal with this whole system is to make the transition from social media to your owned asset feel extremely natural and non-salesy, as if you're just trying to better their experience, which you are. You're just trying to better their experience and give them more value rather than literally trying to own them. And when you do this right, you won't just build a bigger audience, but you'll build a more valuable business that you actually control. And that's the full blueprint on why solely having attention on social media will keep you broke and how to turn that attention into owned assets. But everything I've given you today is completely useless unless you actually understand how to build trust with people in your client getting system. So if you want to learn how to do that, click this video next.